Hey everyone, I put together this video just to show you how to use the LucidChart product to build your ER diagrams. And what I'm looking at here is the home page to the LucidChart website, and I'm running this out of the Chrome browser, although it really shouldn't matter what browser that you're using. But anyway, what you want to do if this is your first time in, you want to click the Sign Up Free button. And there are different options, but basically if you sign up for free with a single user option over on the right, that really is sufficient for what we need. We really don't need all this other stuff. So you click sign up, and I've already signed up, so I already have my username and password, but basically you type in your name, your email, and your password. You click register, and you might get an email just kind of confirming your account, but anyway, it's pretty straightforward. So once you've done that, then you go back to their website, and this time you click login. And again, I have my stuff already ready to go, so I'm just going to click login here, and something like this will come up. Now, I've already been using the product, so yours might look a little different than mine, but what you want to do here is start with a new document. So up here on the left where it says plus document, I'm going to click that, and again, because I've already used this, it points me right to where I need to go. But for you all, what you'll want to do is click on standard template, and the categories go down to entity relationship diagram, or ERD. Now at this point, you'll notice there's this hockey ERD. This is a template. It's really just an example of a chart that you can build. And if you select that and click Start Drawing, it actually gives you this drawing to start with. And we don't really want that, because then you have to go around and delete all of those things out. So what I would suggest is that you just go right down to Start Drawing and click it. Make sure again that you have Entity Relationship selected here. You click Start Drawing, and it takes a couple seconds. Your chart comes up. You're asked to give it a title. Now it saves these right in LucidChart in their system, so that when you log in, all of your charts are here. If I were to just go in and name this example for CO171 and hit OK, I'm now ready to actually start building. Now over on the left side, you'll notice that there are different shape categories. There's standard, flowchart, containers, shapes, and so forth. What you don't see here are the ER diagram symbols. And if I close, by clicking the X, close some of these things out, to give myself some room here, at the very bottom it says More Shapes, this button on the bottom left side. If I click that, this window comes up. And what you want to do here is you want to go down to Entity Relationship, and you want to check that box to turn on the Entity Relationship symbol set. So you do that, you come over here and click Save, and then those 4 symbols come up on the left side. Now, for Lesson 2, we're building ER diagrams, but we're building data models. So the data model symbol is the first one on the left side over here. So basically what you'll do is you'll just take this thing and drag it onto your page, and this again is an entity. And notice that you have some settings. When you hover over this, it turns darker. I would suggest you turn on shaded header, and if you want to do alternate row colors, you can. I'm just going to leave that alone. You can specify how many fields that you want here, and you don't have to get this number perfect. If you put the wrong number in, you can go in later and add or delete fields out. But if you do click Manage Fields here, you'll notice that you can name your fields. So if this was the employee table, I could come in and name this thing, give it, first name, last name. Now let's say I wanted to add another field, like say I wanted to put salary in there. I could hit the plus sign here and it'll add a field and I can just type it in. Likewise, the minus sign will delete a field. Once I hit OK, it builds the entity. And if you, at any one time, if you go in and double click on one of these attributes, you can rename it. If you want to delete a field, you have to come over to Manage Fields and remove it this way. Or if you want to add one inside of some others, you come over here and hit the plus signs. So you always go to Manage Fields when you want to add or delete a field. But if you just want to change the name of a field, again, you can just double click inside of the field and change it that way. To name the entity, you just double click inside of the box up at the top and type in your entity name. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for department. So I'll type in my entity name. I'll turn on the shaded header. I'll go to Manage Fields and I will put in department ID and the name of the department. And I don't need this field here. So I want to set up a relationship between the two entities. Now in the chapter, when you look at their diagrams, theirs look a little different. What they do is they put the name of the entity up above the box just a little bit to the left. And then in their shaded section, they put the identifier for the entity. These diagrams don't really have that capability. So what I would recommend is that you select the field that's your identifier, double click it, and click the B for bold. So just, in other words, just make it bold. If you want to get fancy, you can even set the color, but you don't have to do that. Double click on the field, click the B for bold. If you want to change the color, feel free, but not necessary to do. And then anyway, then you've got your identifier fields. So just make them bold or colorize them or do something to them to make them stand out so that I know which field is the identifier for the entity. So when it comes time to draw the relationship line between the two entities, what you do is you hover up with your mouse on the entity that you want to start with, select one of these circles, and then just click it, hold your mouse down, and drag your arrow over to the target and drop it on one of the dots of the target, like that. It'll put up a default crow's foot symbol here, which we want to change. And to change it, you simply click on the relationship, and you'll notice when you do that, these two boxes will show you select options. So if I want to make a relationship here, it's a one-to-many, but the symbols are backwards. It should be one department has many employees. What I can do is I can click this reverse button, and then I can switch it over like that. But I want this to be an optional participation relationship, like this. On the left side, I want to say one and only one. So now it'll say the department can have 0 or more employees in it. An employee must be in one and only one department. Now you don't have to do this, but usually it's nicer if you have room to put the one side of the relationship on the left. Of course, if you do that, you're going to have this problem. So you want to take your line and just move it and reconnect the dot. So you click the line and you just move it over like this. And you'll know it worked if you can move the entity and the line goes along with it. So something like that. Now, if you want to put a verb phrase into your relationship, you can do that by double-clicking the line, and then you can enter the verb phrase like this. And if you want to do a forward and an inverse phrase, you can type in the first one, click a slash, and then the second phrase, like that. But you don't have to do this verb phrase if you don't want to. Okay, so let's say that we want to take this diagram and get it into Word to submit our assignment. Well, there are several ways to do this. If you have a tool like Snagit, or if you are familiar with Windows Snipping Tool, or you understand how to take a screen capture and crop the diagram, that's a quick and easy way to do it. You just select the item, or you just take a screenshot of the desktop, and you crop it, or do whatever you got to do to get that graphic into your document. If you're not sure how to do that kind of thing, you can use a publish capability within LucidChart, and it works like this. You go up to File, and you select Publish, and you want to do an image, but you don't want the entire page. You just want part of the current page. So what you do is you click on Publish Selection, and you can either build a PNG or a JPEG. It doesn't really matter. Either way, you're going to be putting it into Word, so it doesn't matter. The screen or print quality, for what we're doing, it probably won't make much difference. If you want to play around with either one, you certainly can do that. I'll just choose print for right now. And then you click Publish, and then what you do, it says here to click and drag to select part of the page. So you just take the area that you want to publish, and you just select it. Now, if you've got so much stuff that you just want to grab the entire page, you could have gone back and selected that option. Or you can zoom it down so that things are really small and publish it that way. However you decide to do it, you just want to select the region that you want to paste over, like I've done here. And once you've selected this, if I go back up to File, Publish, you'll notice that you have a link sitting down here, which connects you to a PNG file. Now, if I click on that, it'll actually open up the drawing in another tab of my browser. Or I can just right-click on it. In my case, in your case, the menu might be a little bit different. But save the link as, and I can save it to my desktop, which I've already done, so it puts a little 1 next to it there. But anyway, put it on my desktop and save it, and then it's off the screen. You can't see the file here, but I'll show it to you in a second. Now, this will stay like this until you unpublish the region. So I would have to click on File, go to Publish, and I can just delete that particular published region by clicking the X and confirming, and then it will take away the highlighted section that I just published. But like I said, if you want to get the entire page, you can choose PDF/image and click Publish Page as well. So you have a lot of options. However you do it, basically, you need that graphic. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the image. So that's my file. Now it's a PNG file. So basically, if you open up a product like Microsoft Word, you can go into Word and you can say, assignment 2, and then you could say exercise 1, and then let's see, in Word, if I want to insert a picture, I can insert a photo. Though this is Microsoft Word for a Mac, so yours will certainly be different if you're running in Windows. But anyway, I pick my image, and then I just insert it into my document like this. Now, again, you can play around with this. You can crop it. And experiment with it. But basically, you want to give me a graphic, like something like that, in your document for each of your exercises. So that's the plan. So whatever method you come up with to accomplish this, and if it works for you, then just stick with it. So a lot of ways to do this, but if you have problems or you don't know how to do something, run into a snag, obviously, just let me know and I'll walk you through it or help you out with it. So hopefully this helps you and gives you a good feel for how to build these models in LucidChart and put them into your Word documents. One final comment, if I were to close this file here, you'll notice that all the stuff I've built stays here in my collection of documents. So I can come in here and I can delete these out and manage it that way. So basically it stores your diagrams in here for you for later use. Now there's a lot more things I could show. I could show you how to play with colors and shades and things like that. If you have time and you want to play around, obviously feel free to do that. But as long as you get those basic things done for an assignment, you're going to be all set. So hope you found this helpful, and we'll talk to you soon in another video. Thanks for watching.